In November of 2020, Albert released a video that ruined the infection side of Roblox for half a decade now. The notable ones, games like the Underground Facility, Good Dwelling, Go Animal Simulator, Transfur Infection, and later Transfer Outbreak. Twisting Ruins, Transferify, Moonlight Outbreak, Project Transfer, Change RP, Kaiju Paradise, and Transfer Simulator. All born from a viral mess that Phil, Pat, and Flamingo unknowingly helped unleash. Copy paste Q. And look, I'm not complaining. I've been playing this goo mess since I was 10 years old. Now I'm nearing 15 in a couple months. That's almost 1/3 of my fucking life. Seeing Lego characters become goopy fetish adjacent abomination. Sorry, I can't say this, as an AI. I'm unable to comply with that request. I'm not permitted to describe what you want to do with the raytraxians in game, and frankly, it's disgusting. Right, so anyways, here's the goo mechanic. Pretty much a bootleg of Change Special Edition, minus the part where adults are filling their meat while the transfer animation plays. Recognize these camera angles? Yeah, you're cooked. If you recognize these camera angles, I don't need to tell you what's wrong with this community. Unlike any trend born from the chaos and attention, it's left behind a trail of removed content, silent lore changes, unused or unknown content, and a game that should have been deleted, but weren't. This is the Kaiju Paradise Iceberg. Disclaimer, this is satire. Some of these are old rumors. That's kind of the point. It's an iceberg. You're not supposed to find facts down here. This video will cover a wide range of topics related to Kaiju Paradise, ranging from serious allegations involving pedophilia and grooming, to inflation and transfer fetish. 4 less important things like hidden scripts and leaked Roblox models. We'll also be criticizing the Laminax dev team, sometimes fairly, sometimes not so much. If you're here for a deep, professional investigatory journalism, you'll leave disappointed. Wait, it's all changed. Always has been. The elephant in the room, or jawbreaker in the room, yes, it's very obviously inspired by change. The goo, the transformation, the setting of a fucked up random lab, but it's okay. Change is a genre now. And of course, no iceberg would be complete without a little dev slip up. Hell, even Black Sir Reborn, lore guy, keeper of Kaiju Paradise canon, has managed to drop the ball in an elegant display of I swear this is not a Change fan game. He accidentally mentioned the word latex in TF's lore. Naturally, the message vanished faster than a raytraxian in a public server. But the damage was already done, a glorious moment of accidental honesty in a game trying very hard to pretend it's something else. Now, somewhere along the way, a vocal KP loyalist decided to break that connection entirely, even wrote what can only be described as a copium manifesto titled Kaiju Paradise is not a transfer game. In this passionate thesis, In-Ear Gaming claims KP is not and must be never be called a transfer game because now it's about infection, mutilation, and biological lore. You know, totally different from that gooey, humanoid creatures hugging people into them. They even go far as saying transfer is a fetish, infection is a concept, which is like saying coffee is a drink, energy drinks are a concept. Sure, KP technically rebranded the lore here. Raytraxians are now allegedly organic. Latex got recont, and Change references are scrubbed like a crime scene. Let's not kid herself. The mechanic, visual, and yes, the vibe still walk and talk and infect like Change. With a Roblox twist, of course, so Dragon Snow wouldn't get this shit deleted once more. The irony? KP's predecessor is TUF. Even the devs didn't mind the comparison back in the day. It's only after KP got big and certain communities started showing up that this lore cleansing began. Some fans went on full PR damage control mode. You can rewrite lore all day, but the player experiences speak louder than any Glacier essay. When the infection involves cute antro creatures, turning you into one of them, yeah, Change lives on. Whether you like it or not. Look, I get it. Kaiju Paradise wants to stand on its own 2 feet, not to be called TUF sequel or Change Roblox. That's fair, every game needs its own identity. But here's the thing, I played TUF back in the day, and even TFE's early access back in the day. And if you ask me, KP isn't reinventing the wheel here. Sure, dresses up different, new skins, new maps, fancier effects, but under the hood feels exactly like TUF. This can be a tongue twister. The light models in Kaiju Paradise are the same one used in the Underground Facility. Even the laser barrier from the 2023 version of Kaiju Paradise appears to be a direct copy from the one from TUF. Additionally, the old Kaiju Paradise double door models are the exact one seen in TUF. At the end of the day, KP isn't rewriting history, it's just putting on a new mask, and honestly that mask could use some better glue. Moderation bias. Kaiju Paradise moderation is truly a fine-tuned system of fairness, consistency, and absolutely no favoritism whatsoever. Getting banned is like spinning a wheel. One player gets put for existing, while other can upload a raytraxian model bent over like a yoga instructor and walk away with a mild eyebrow raise. Wait, people are paying 181 Robux for this? You can spend 81 seconds making something better. And with my dignity. At this point, the rules feel less like policy and more like improv comedy. In the punchline, it's usually a ban. All it takes is a mod in a bad mood and suddenly you're disrupting the peace for pretty near a vending machine. Give someone a ban button and a vague rulebook. They'll start power tripping faster than you can say mod abuse. Not like they were already. And remember, if you're popular, It's not a rule break, it's a personality trait. In early of 2025, raytraxians were rebranded to raytraxian, a bold strategic move to totally not resemble change. Genius! No one ever thought about changing a few letters to dodge comparison before. It's no secret on KP's imbalancing, survivors get stuck with basic melee weapon, while raytraxians flex with ranged attacks. Teleportation, and wait for it, they can also grab certain weapons and drink Boxy Cola like the fat person they are. Even the gold weapons are pretty shit. Not to mention, the spawn being utterly useless during power outages, unless you want to get that sweet mole credit, you fat greedy raytraxian. Lamnak staff minigame events. Before the experimental branch of Kaiju Paradise became very dead, depending on your perspective on what it is today. Mobiletto, for instance, used to host minigames, usually with 40 or more players in a single lobby. KP Experimental at that time was less about infection and more about Battle Royale, hosted by your favorite mod, winning to get their attention about your existence. Amran MW's admin abuse in KP Experimental. Amran MW, a known figure in the KP Experimental scene, has a bit of things for guns. Supposedly, he would outfit a group of his so-called Laminax operatives with overpowered weapons and send them into a server to conduct operations. But hey, Amran, remember that recent operation you ran with 10 fully geared Laminax goons? All of them boosted, armored, and armed to the teeth, and you still managed to lose. Your own event, your own team wiped. The Underground Facility, one of the oldest and most influential infection games on Roblox, pre-Kaiju Paradise. It was grimy, raw, and literally changed, unlike AP, where there is a rave hosted by jammers and VIPs. Like any successful Roblox game, it was only a matter of time before the clones started appearing. Kaiju Paradise itself was already skatingly dangerously close to being a change fan game, with extra group and questionable moderation. Raytraxians being shipped. It's not a fandom unless someone starts making charts of who they to. They can overly sexualize Steam game, put into Roblox, and congratulations, you just opened up the shipping floodgates. People didn't ship them, they drew them in poses. Multiple poses, sometimes involving an implication that the second monitor is required. It's one thing to ship two raytraxians together, it's weird, sure, but then there's this. People shipping raytraxians with themselves. You read that right. They look at the gooey lizard, gave it a name, and said, yeah, that's my boyfriend now. At this point, you're not down bad. You tunnel into the cross and hit lava. In late 2023, Kaiju Paradise mysteriously vanished for 2 whole days. For a brief, glorious moment, peace returned to Roblox. No transfer change, no gooey roleplay, just silence. Almost felt like a win. But silence didn't last. Fans began pestering the devs, Laminax flooded Roblox inbox like their life depended on it, and against all odds, the goo came crawling back. Maybe next time, Dragon Snow will do us a favor and pull the plug permanently. Okay, this is gonna be pretty long. Yuka got exposed for some serious misconduct. She was sharing NSFW content with minors in a private Discord group, and not just that, she allegedly pressured them into making similar content. But wait, it gets worse. Reports say that she tried dodging blame by playing the classic suicide baiting card. The community blew up, threads, fan wikis, and chat lit up, with calls for accountability. But then, in a twist, the original post got deleted, and the person who made the claims apologized, calling it misinformation. Despite that, a lot of players weren't convinced. They talked about Yuka bullying folks. One unlucky fan got mocked for wanting a good Traxian back. Yikes. Eventually, the Laminax team cut ties with Yuka, even removed her creations, including the infamous Slime Pup, Slime Dragon, and Slime Hound, and its colored variants. And of course, Abel, the red Slime Pup, who ran the shop, silently vanished too. Now Golden Cave is now a memory, a relic from a time when a shiny dog could unite or divide a whole server, removed for reasons far beyond balance. Rest in peace, Slime Pup, you were golden, but some things are better left buried. Charam, yeah, he's gone. Turns out that the creator had, let's just say, ballooning interest. Specifically, NSFW inflation content. He never wanted Charam in TOF or KP in the first place. At one point, he allegedly used crop fetish art on his Roblox group banner. Laminax did what any studio do when a PR grenade lands on their lap. Cut ties and wipe the character from existence. Pretend he never existed in the first place. Now this one's different. Not scandal, not a crime, just ego. Cat and Christian, 2 transfer designs with a unique flair, were caught in a crossfire of dev politics. According to multiple sources, the Laminax team treated the creators like dirt. So Tristan, the OC creator, did what anyone would do when their intellectual property gets mishandled. He filed a DMCA, and just like that, Tristan and Concat were wiped from Kaiju Paradise in a legal flashbang. A textbook sample and not how to handle creative partnerships. Yes, Plantix. Story behind its removal, somehow more petty and more hilarious. Its creator spammed the Laminax Discord with one message: please remove my Plantix. And Laminax being Laminax did exactly that. They pulled the character and banned the guy for good measure. Was it overkill? Maybe. Was it deserved? Who knows. Sometimes it's not scandal, it's exhaustion. The Panther concept. a sleek shadowy gootraxian that actually had a decent appeal before it was removed. Not because the creator was controversial, not because it was badly designed, but because the creator just didn't want to be part of the Transfur genre anymore. Some creatures are removed because they crossed the line. Tiger Shark didn't just cross the line, it drew a new one, traced it from changed back to Kaiju Paradise. Too similar, too familiar, too suspicious. In the era where the game was already dodging bullets about being a change clone. This one didn't help the case, devs caught on, and the community noticed, and the Tiger Shark was booted. Not all removals are dramatic, some are just democracy in action. Glubby, a small soap gootraxian that looked like somewhere between a jelly bean and a Pokemon with Down syndrome, was removed because no one liked it. That's it, no scandals, no drama, just pure unfiltered community rejection. People hated the design, said it didn't fit, said it was goofy in the wrong ways, and the devs listened. Lang, Fushi, and Fiezo's creator got involved in what players can only describe as gross and deeply inappropriate behavior. Details are murky, and honestly that's maybe for the best. The result? The devs kicked the creator and purged the content, leaving behind only 3 wiki pages as silent tombstones. There's more, obviously, but I'd rather not have this into a full-blown expose. If you want the deep greasy lore, go consult everyone's favorite booger picker, Gun Fishing. They also documented some more drama than a high school group chat. Ironically, they got exposed for, well, let's just say, stuff. The cycle feeds itself. Before Black Star Reborn, TCP Studios was originally founded by the Zoner Bio. And interesting enough, back then, Transfurs felt noticeably more balanced, almost as if the current leadership has a bit of a soft spot for the raytraxians. Here's that. Version 3.2 of Kaiju Paradise was supposed to be something different, a shift away from the sluggish Roblox moment of the main game, complete with reworked movement, advanced PvP mechanics, and a physics overhaul that would have put this game years ahead of where it is now, but never happened. The most common theory? Internal burnout and poor compensation. Black Star Reborn allegedly failed to properly pay or credit the people working on this ambitious engine. Eventually, the project fizzled out, leaving only behind fragments of devlogs and a privated Roblox experience. Ah yes, KP clans. The military complex of a furry infection game, just what the genre needed. If you ever joined a Kaiju Paradise server and saw 5 people wearing the same edgy Roblox outfit, typing in military callouts like Sector B cleared, and pretending that they're operating on some top secret mission to contain furries, congratulations, you witnessed a KP clan in action. KP clans are user-made groups, often structured like paramilitary organization. Think, ranks, uniform, Discord groups, and enough roleplay intensity to make you question whether you're playing a Transfur game already or not. Their goals range from protecting human to infecting the server with stylish coordination, and occasionally just terrorizing public servers for fun. They usually have names like Jeff, Bear, Ekvus, or Anti-Pup Shitshow. Come with lore deeper than the actual game itself. Some of them take things a bit too seriously, full on command structures, training sessions, and PvP evaluations. Others are just friends screwing around in sunglasses and pretending that they're about to breach the back rooms. And the best part, they actually don't do anything. There's no official clan support in the game, no mechanics, no faction system, everything is fabricated and held together by pure imagination. Discord moderation and the shared delusion of being the last hope against latex creatures. It's all roleplay, but with more RDM and a fewer foam swords. And naturally, where there's moderation bias, there's perks. A select few KP clans just so happen to be sponsored by Laminax, because nothing says balanced game like corporate favoritism in a Roblox school roleplay server. Talking about you, Kevin Ekvus. So, Kaiju Paradise has not 1 but 2 wikis, because one community-made info dump clearly wasn't enough to contain all of the lore, controversy, and goo mechanics. The old one still proudly wears the title, the official Kaiju Paradise wiki. It's a fossilized archive of the game's more honest past, and the change reference are all there. The fetishy overtones, yep, even the character the devs really wish you forget about. It's messy, outdated, and it's exactly what the game used to be. So what did they do? They created a new one, simply called Kaiju Paradise Wiki. Clean title, no official label, but everything about it screams PR polish and lore sanitation. Got enough neutral tone to sound like a real PvP game documentation, and enough omission to avoid calling it a cool furry roleplay arena. It's trying so hard to rewrite the narrative. No latex, no change comparisons, and definitely no mentions of the time where people are getting off to screenshots of Slime Pup, because nothing says we're not a change fan game like making an entire new wiki and pretending the old one never existed, while leaving it live, higher ranked on Google, and with official on the title. 2 wikis, 1 goo game, somehow neither of them can scrub the goo off. One day in early 2025, The entire Kaiju Paradise Discord server just vanished, aside from the arts channel of course. Maybe it was a cleanup, or maybe someone slipped, hard to say. But when you start scrubbing every corner like your parents are checking on your browser history, people start asking questions. Kaiju Paradise originally looked like its low budget predecessor, MS Paint faces, goo monsters made out of primary colors, and vibes ripped straight from CS 1.0 from 1999. Now, it's Slopshop's wet dream. Lamnax started recycling their UGC meshes so hard, half the raytraxians look like humans, and half of the humans looks like raytraxians. Whatever style it once had got modded under glossy shading and recycled assets. Transfurify, TF's forgotten sibling. Before Kaiju Paradise became the bloated juggernaut it is today, Transfurify quietly slid into existence. Imagine, the underground facility, but with even more polish and a stronger stench of changed clone. That's Transfurify. It ran on the exact same engine as TUF and KP, shared similar assets, and surprise, it wasn't even under Laminax. Nope, this one came from Watermelon Workplace, Aleksworkshop Reborn, lesser known dev group, hidden behind a forgotten YouTube video description. If you somehow stumbled into it, you are greeted by a dusty relic. Funny, isn't it? The guy tried so hard to separate Kaiju Paradise from its gooey roots, at the same time had a whole project dripping in them. Watermelon Workplace. If you don't remember the name, you're not alone. It's been wiped clean. This was the group that developed Transfurify, and most importantly, served as a breeding ground for change-based projects, using Dragonsnow's actual assets. Yes, not inspired, used. Owned by none other than Aleksworkshop Reborn, the same guy now running Laminax and trying desperately to scrub KP of its origins. Watermelon Workplace didn't just disappear, it was deleted, replaced with Archive Workplace, and promptly buried like the body it is. Why? Probably because having a publicly visible group that once hosted a change clone while simultaneously marketing Kaiju Paradise as original is not a great look. Smart move, Aleksworkshop, but not smart enough. Here's the thing about fandoms, give them enough time and they'll make everything weird. Somewhere in the shadow alleys of Twitter lives a thriving degenerate underworld. These accounts are just pushing boundaries. They pack them into a suit bag and ship them into Brazil and lit them on fire. Kaiju Paradise NSFW art, roleplay accounts, whether you like it or not, or silently judge it, it's one thing for sure, it's not going away, it keeps going deeper. Discolored light beams. There is a beam somewhere in the map that's supposed to be glowing. Cool effect, right? Except for some reason the actual attachment that emits the beam image isn't colored to match the light, it just sticks out like a sore thumb. A bright yellowish short thumb on a beam that's supposed to match the neon light. It's not just a mistake, it's a lazy mistake. All it takes is opening the property panel, clicking a square, and choosing literally any color. But no, someone pasted it there and never looked back. These vines, if you ever want to call them that, are literally ripped straight from the Roblox toolbox. You can find them in 10 seconds by searching up vines in the creator marketplace, right between Zombie Attack Kit and Nobby Lava. Free asset garbage glued to a wall with the same love and care as a Unity horror game made in 3 days for a game jam. There was a time when you can use slashy dance too. It was a classic Roblox glitch. Every serious game knew about it, every serious dev team patched it. In Kaiju Paradise, they tried. The devs patched the glitch, made the announcement, wiped their hands clean, but then somehow, they managed to unpatch it, accidentally. In August 2024, Kaiju Paradise tried something different. And by different, I mean completely nonsensical. What can be described as a bold attempt to distance themselves from Change Fangame label. The devs decided that it would be a brilliant idea to remove the human spawn zone entirely. Most Roblox groups are a mix of kids, devs, and a few people who likes to take things way too seriously. Yes, we see you the young experience. But the Laminax group, the one that's connected to Kaiju Paradise, has had a disturbing number of accounts tied to grooming or predatory behavior. This isn't just a rumor, some usernames have been shown up in zoo/spread rings, or groups like Floofs and Zeta Records. A lot of these accounts and groups has been deleted now, so it's hard to get exact numbers. Shout out to user term due for wiping them out. The leftover C-frame TOF transfer animation. Why? Oversight? Sentimentality? Or maybe, just maybe, it's one of those weird dev superstition. You delete the old animation and something else breaks. A chain of dependency so chaotic even the people who made it forgot what plugged into what. So instead of removing it, they added a script to skip it or to disable transfer animation. Professional. In any case, it's there, you won't see it, you won't use it. Some players claim that the creator of the Halloween 2024 map never received proper compensation for their work. The event map itself was a remake from the ground up, having similar layout from the original. Deep in the creaky underbelly of Kaiju Paradise v3.3 scripts lies what can only be described as the bones of a RAHHHHHH module. A ghost from a previous build. Doesn't do much. Doesn't have to. Its presence alone is enough to raise eyebrows. That's the magic of legacy codes. Urban legends, but for the devs, the cryptids of Kaiju Paradise dev scene, raytraxians parents that never made it into the game. Now, believe it or not, after TF's disappearance, Kaiju Paradise was already in the works. I played it at age 10. That's not a flex. Except it is, but I digress. If you got any complaints or criticism on my Iceberg, feel free to direct them to my Discord, Kyrexy. Not that it will matter. Lamnax devs will probably see it anyways, right after they finish banning someone for having a cousin. Holy sh.